What up, dude? What's going on, everybody, man? It's Aaron Duncan here with Unnecessary Bluntness Sports Talk, bringing you post-game reaction to the Broncos versus the Panthers game live off the cuff. And the Broncos took down the Carolina Panthers. We got to give the Broncos their credit. Let me give a round of applause. Round of applause for that. Hold on, let me get a real round of applause. Round of applause for that. Round of applause for the Broncos. Good game by them. Their defense showed up. Defense bowled up in the red zone. They tightened up. They kept pressure on Teddy Bridgewater, not allowing Teddy Bridgewater to get comfortable all day. All day, even with them being thin in the secondary and suffering some injuries. The Broncos defense did what they're known for. They tightened up in that red zone. They kept the Panthers defense at bay pretty much the whole day, man. But we're going to talk about everything that happened on the Panthers side. So I wanted to go ahead and give the credit to the Broncos. Drew Lock with the career-high 4 touchdown passes. Career-high touchdown passes for Drew Lock. Got to give him his credit. You know what I'm saying? Good job by them. The Broncos deserve their credit. Let's give them a round of applause, like I said. And make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up also, because we're going to be talking about everything that happened to the Panthers. Everything. Now, there's a lot of blame to go around. You already know. Every time there's a loss by this team, it's not one thing. It's always something different every time, it seems like. But the one common denominator seems to be the struggles in the red zone. Now, I know. I'm going to preface this by saying I know Christian McCaffrey was out today. He's been out most of the season, so we should be adjusted to playing without him. So I don't want to put too much on that. But DJ Moore being out, I knew it would be a factor. I'm not going to lie. But I didn't know it would be that much of a factor. Granted, and I've been harping on DJ. I've been giving him his props all season. But I did not know that it would be this big of a factor having DJ Moore not able to play because of COVID-19. I know he leads the league in yards per reception. He's an explosive guy. So maybe he opens up a lot of things for receivers like Robbie or Curtis Samuel underneath. Or he makes Teddy feel comfortable throwing underneath because he opens it up. But Teddy Bridgewater just never seemed to be comfortable today, whether it was in the pocket or throwing anything. You know, he just never seemed to be comfortable today. And so I'm not going to put it all on Teddy. Granted, you guys know there's the rumblings that are going on in the organization at this point. People are feeling like, okay, Teddy Bridgewater not it. But to be fair to Teddy, and if we have the opportunity to get a top quarterback in this draft, I think we should definitely pull the trigger, let them sit behind Teddy for a year, and that'll be the answer going forward. But it's hard to get a full evaluation on Teddy Bridgewater and where he stands with this franchise when the best player on the team is not playing, when that's Christian McCaffrey. And in today especially, your best receiver is not playing. It's hard to get accurate, so you want to give him the benefit of the doubt. But I think there's one thing we know about Teddy. He is not the type of quarterback that can elevate the play of people around him. I've been telling this guys from day one. This is why he's not the answer long term. Everything around him has to be good. Everything around Teddy has to be good in order for him to excel. He doesn't elevate the guys around him. You got to have your left tackle shirt up, which we don't. Russell Okung got hurt today, and he was out. You got to have quality weapons. We do have quality weapons. You do got to have your running back, your big-time running back, Christian McCaffrey. Having a good tight end would probably help too, because Ian Thomas has fallen flat on his face this year. And we clearly know that tight end is probably a place that we need answers at. But at the same time, you don't expect the offense to struggle this much. Teddy Bridgewater had, 52 passing yards in the first half? 52. That's not a lot. That's only 52 more passing yards than I had in the first half. And that's really just not going to get it done. Yes, I want to give credit. Like I said, I want to give credit. I have to. You have to give credit to the Broncos defense. You got to give credit to the Broncos defense. But at the same time, guys, this is the NFL. The rules are slanted in the offense's favor. You have speed at Curtis Samuel and Robbie Anderson. There's no excuse that Curtis Samuel doesn't get the ball until the second half, depending on the drive. And once you see Curtis Samuel start getting the ball, it's amazing how quickly and easily we move the ball. We moved the ball in 30-something seconds? Couple chunk plays to Curtis. Now Curtis is really showing his value. I know his contract is up and it's looking like the writing may be on the wall to him go to another team. But Curtis Samuel is going to be a great weapon for probably somebody else in the NFL, unfortunately. Because we don't have the funds. We don't have the funds. We don't have the funds to pay both Curtis Samuel and Taylor Moton. And we definitely need protection on the offensive line, unfortunately. And there's guys in the draft like Tony from the Florida Gators and Dontrell Moore from Purdue, guys that are like Curtis Samuel that are playmakers. But you see what happens when you give your playmakers the ball. And I know that I know the offensive line is not great, but Teddy has to have a little bit more faith in them. You can't have happy feet and not be comfortable just because you had pressure on previous downs. Because it just doesn't make sense. At the end of the game or on third downs, we're constantly in third and long. And we're constantly throwing for 2, 3, 4, 5 yard completions, expecting water to turn into wine, expecting our receivers to make chicken salad out of chicken doo-doo. That's unreasonable. Even the game's on the line. I'm blaming Joe Brady and I'm blaming Teddy. First of all, Teddy, he didn't seem comfortable. He stepped up. He threw a 2-yard route to Curtis Samuel on 4th and 8. Now, some people can say, oh, blame the play calling. Joe Brady called a play where there's short routes. There were 2 guys running deep. I do blame Joe Brady. Why only run 2 guys and they're just running streaks? They're not even running like crossing routes or anything. They're running deep routes to clear out. That was the design of the play. Now, why didn't Teddy just give them a chance? Just throw it up. Throw it up to somebody. Because throwing for 2 yards, it's not reasonable to be able to get a conversion. The game is on the line. You got to go for broke. Why not just throw it up? Why not just throw it up? I don't understand. So you want Teddy. You brought Teddy in because he's a guy that's going to stay within the reins of the offense. He's not going to rock the boat like a Cam Newton may be because with it being outspoken. He's going to do what he's told from a coaching standpoint. He's going to run the offense. And he had a repertoire with Joe Brady in the past. But when Joe Brady is suspect at times and Teddy's suspect at times, what's the point? What's the motivation to have both of these guys? And I was saying earlier in the year that Joe Brady could be a candidate to possibly get a head coaching job. He seems like he's overwhelmed at this point being an offensive coordinator. He needs plenty of time to groom and marinate in the position he's in because there's no reason for our red zone offense to be this bad. And I do want to give the Broncos red zone defense credit. I got to give their red zone defense credit because they're one of the best red zone defenses in the league. But I can't give them too much credit when the Panthers have been having these same red zone struggles against any opponent. Whether it's the Falcons, whether it's the Chargers, whether it may be the Broncos. It's hard. It's hard for me to give you the benefit of doubt and giving too much credit to the defense when the struggles have been the same. You're kicking field goals instead of scoring touchdowns. You're down by 8, knowing you need it. Running the ball, running 2-yard drags, running basic plays. You can't manage the game plan when you're ahead. When you're playing the Vikings when you're ahead, you can't manage the game plan when you're behind. Like today with the Broncos, what needs to go? What happens? What needs to happen? What needs to happen for you, Joe Brady? What needs to happen? But let me get in these comments, man. I know y'all been saying y'all piece. Well, how y'all feeling about Teddy? Let me see what y'all talking about. John M said the loss will be a blessing in disguise. Yeah, but it's still frustrating, man. Because we got to go through this. Like I tell y'all, we spend these 3.5, 4 hours. Let me find a mouse pad. We spend these 3.5, 4 hours every week, watching this game, and you want to see progress. Now, you're right. It is a blessing in disguise, possibly, because we may be able to get our answer at quarterback in the draft. But at the same time, you want to see progress, and this is not good for these guys' confidence. They're young. They're impressionable. You want to see something. Abdul said it was an expected defeat. Yeah, I mean, I said it earlier this week on Wednesday. Christian McCaffrey wasn't playing. It was not going to be great. Marcus Barnes said, appreciate what you do. Man, appreciate you, Marcus. Appreciate you. Please give this video a thumbs up if you have not. He said BYU quarterback Wilson is climbing up the boards. Yes, he is. Now, will he be able to leapfrog Justin Fields or Trey Lance? We'll see. I think Trey Lance will definitely get jumped because Trey Lance doesn't have the experience. Now, a lot of times they question these guys' level of competition with a guy like Trey Lance or a guy like Zach Wilson who plays in the BYU who's independent. They used to be in the Mountain West, I guess. But we see Josh Allen. Josh Allen played against weak competition, but he's looking pretty good in the NFL right now. James said Teddy got to go. You hate to see it, but the writing seems to be on the wall. Fans are getting anxious. They want to see more PJ now. Michael Cooper said Teddy has to throw the ball more than 5 yards. Give our receivers opportunities to make plays. Exactly. Like if it's 4th and 8 and you're throwing it 2 yards downfield, you're not giving them a chance to be successful. Check down Teddy. Said Joe not ready. Teddy two cheeks. Yeah. Abdul said we need to draft the franchise QB regardless of where we are in the draft. That is true. I think some people are saying we may should wait till next year because you have guys like Spencer Rattler or Sam Howell out of North Carolina or guys like that. I think I'm missing a couple other guys, but they're saying maybe we should wait. But at the same time, there's no guarantee we may be this high in the draft next year. You know. So will I be opposed to trading CMC for more picks? Yes, because who is going to be our answer at running back? I think Mike Davis, he's had his flashes, but obviously with the way Joe Brady calls plays, he's obviously not committed to a running back he's not committed to a running back that has the style that Mike Davis has. Mike Davis is a good stopgap, backup, fill-in running back, excuse me. But he doesn't fit too great with Joe Brady's style of offense, in my opinion. So that's where we are. I know people are saying Christian McCaffrey has not been able to stay healthy ever since he signed the contract. We never should have paid him. But it's only been a year. And I think they've just been very cautious with him. And I don't know. I'm hoping the game plan for the future is to take more pressure off of Christian, but we'll see. So Wilson is the number 3 quarterback prospect right now. We'll see how high he climbs. He says Zach Wilson may be off the board at pick number 2. Possibly. That's what I'm saying. And if we lose out, we may end up being top 5. So we're going to have a chance at somebody, obviously. It's hard to miss. But if we're in that 6, 7, 8 range, we may not be able to take a quarterback. He's saying give Will Grier a chance. I think the coaches are off of Will Grier. I think what we saw last year and then seeing what PJ Walker actually being the backup and getting starts, I think that's probably told a lot. And Will Grier's career as a Panther may possibly be over. And I honestly would like PJ Walker as a better backup option for whoever's the quarterback going forward in the future. Now, if we do draft the quarterback, PJ's going down the practice squad, and Will Grier's probably up out of here. So that's one thing to worry about. But I'm not a fan of Will Grier. I think you may need to see more out of him just because you traded up and used the 3rd round pick on Will Grier. So you want to at least be vindicated to see what you have. But it's tough. It's tough. David Barber laughing at Will Grier. James said, I don't see us winning another game this season. I think the only chance we have left is the football team. And the Saints, depending on what the Saints situation is, if the Saints are still playing for that first round bye in that last week, if they're not, they may be resting some people. You know. They may be resting some people. So we'll see what the Saints do. But the football team, that's pretty much the only average team left, but they have a better record than us. So it's hard to really throw shade on the football team. It's hard to throw shade on them because they beat the Steelers last week. It'll be the Ron Rivera Bowl, so they're going to be hungry to get him a win against his old team. Abdul says CMC has been durable prior to this year. People are fickle. Yeah. And I mean, after touching the ball 400 times last season, Don't you think Christian McCaffrey deserves a season of rest? I mean, the numbers of giving somebody the ball that many times are never good the following season. So it's just pretty much on par. Let's just hope that it's salvageable. He hasn't missed many games in his whole career. He said he missed one game in his whole career at Stanford because of injury before this season. So this is outside of the norm of Christian McCaffrey to be unhealthy. Like I said, maybe a guy that carried the team on his back when we were garbage last year playing with Kyle Allen deserves that time off. He definitely deserved the money. Definitely deserved that money. Miss Sandy said no fire, no heart, just pitiful. Yeah. The offense just didn't have a spark. The defense showed up. The defense showed up at times. I'll say that. Defense showed up at times. So I love CMC, but running backs come a dime a dozen, and we could use picks to help our secondary and offensive line. This is true. But do we have an immediate answer at running back? Because Christian McCaffrey is the ultimate outlet and weapon if you do have a young quarterback. If you bring in a Zach Wilson or you're bringing a Trey Lance, what better than to have a good running back that can help him be an outlet that can catch passes like that? If we had an immediate answer at running back, maybe yeah. But Christian McCaffrey, when he's healthy, he's the best running back in the league. The best weapon, too. I give Tyreek Hill probably that. But what better for a young quarterback than to have a good running back, especially if you know your offensive line may not be 100% shored up yet. So if not the BYQB, I like Kyle Trask out of Florida or Mond out of Texas A&M. I would take Trask probably over Mond, but I don't know if Kyle Trask is the long-term answer. I like him a lot, but I got to read some more information about why the scouts aren't that high on him, because he looks great to me. So maybe I'm missing something. I think maybe I'm missing something on Kyle Trask. What are they going to do with T-Mo and Curtis? I'm going to make a video about that, but unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be what's likely to happen is Taylor Moton stays, Curtis Samuel walks. What's possible is we lose both of them because they haven't even started talking to Taylor Moton. They haven't. So I know they haven't started talking to Curtis Samuel. And I think Curtis Samuel is a lot more replaceable in the draft. Now, we can get, like I said, we can get a guy like Rondale Moore out of Purdue, or we can get a guy like Tony out of Florida. Tony's a lot more closer to the skill set of Curtis Samuel. Rondale Moore he's more like DJ Moore than Curtis Samuel. But they're still a similar skill set. Return ability, good after the catch, very versatile. I think they have those type of playmakers in the draft available. John M. said, I want to believe we're tanking. I hope so, but I don't want to give this coaching staff that much credit because some of the decision-making has been that bad to the point that they don't deserve the benefit of the doubt to say that they're strategically doing this. So they're comparing Trask to Burrow, but mine isn't the franchise. I don't think mine is franchise either. I would definitely, if we can't get, like I said, Trask is probably the floor for me. If we pass on the quarterback in the first round and we can't get Trask in the second, we got to wait, in my opinion. I'm not drafting. I don't like any other quarterback in the draft past Trask. Mac Jones, I haven't seen enough for him. And like they said, everything's perfect for him. He has great receivers. He always has time to throw. Receivers are wide open all the time. He had Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, guys like that. He has the great running back. Everything's always perfect for him. What happens with Mac Jones when he's under some kind of pressure? And I just gave you my answer about Mac Jones. What happens when he's under pressure? See, I've seen scouts high on Trask. Most of them have him at the fifth quarterback, though. But anyway, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. I could talk about a draft in another video or live stream. But let's talk about the game, man. Let's go back to the game. Because like I said, DJ Moore, I really didn't, I know he was great, but I guess his value, the value is the biggest thing. What up, Dotrill One? I guess the value of DJ Moore is what I underestimated. I knew he was a big factor in his offense, but there were times in the games where DJ Moore didn't get the ball that much because of Teddy, that we still did okay. So I didn't see the value of DJ Moore until today. The value of DJ Moore. Not only is he on the cusp of being a 1,000-yard wide receiver, averaging 18.5 yards per reception, leading the league in that category. He makes the offense go. He opens it up for everybody. Apparently opens it up for everybody. He's a dependable deep threat that we have that constantly gets behind the defense. But he opens it up for everybody. The value of DJ Moore being on that COVID list. Let's just hope that he'll be back soon and very soon. We haven't really got a lot of information on what DJ Moore, how he's been doing. Obviously, we know about the birthday party. We know about the birthday party, but we don't know we don't know what the status is right now. True one asking where all the Teddy love is at. Ain't too many of them left, bro. Ain't too many of them left. Ain't too many Teddy lovers left. So that decision to hurry a play in before 2-minute warning was crucial and necessary. Yes. Yeah, like I don't understand. Because we got nothing out of it. Time is not that big of a factor. We had 2 minutes left. We were in pretty decent field position. You want to get quality plays in. Especially when you've been struggling with protection. Getting 8 yards in 2 plays is a lot easier than getting it in 1. Was the couple seconds we saved worth it? The 30 seconds we saved worth it? No, because you ended up failing on 4th down. Now, hindsight is 20/20. But at the same time, you rather get a good play call in. Hell, I would have been open to running the ball. You guarantee yourself at least 3-4 yards, maybe. And we've had decent success running the ball at times. Like we got positive yards. I wouldn't have been opposed to running the ball there. He said, to be honest, Drew Lock throwing 4 touchdowns after coming off a 2-touchdown 2-pick is very embarrassing. Rasul Douglas whipped and covered twice against Hamler. Both went for touchdowns. That first one, that double move, that was definitely on Douglas. The second one was not on Douglas. That was cover 3. Burris was supposed to be deep in the middle of the field. For some reason, he jumped on the short route to Judy, and he had the middle. Burris is supposed to have the middle. Rasul Douglas just saw that it was empty, so he kept chasing Hamler. So that one wasn't on Rasul Douglas. It just looks bad on the TV. But that first one, that double move, that was terrible. That was terrible. Like he didn't touch him. The dude just ran right by him. You got to know your personnel. You got to know when a guy is that fast and he can run by you. I know you want to have confidence, but make a decision like they said on TV. Either press him or play off. You can't be in no man's land doing both and not touching him and letting him run right by you. That was too easy. Too easy. Now, Dante Jackson did return. He was very active. Dante Jackson was hype. He was hype. He was making plays on the run. He had a tip pass in the game. Had some coverages that he was in on. Very sticky in coverage today. Dante Jackson was active. But, of course, the toe. It's always the toe. The toe. It's always the toe. You know? Every time. So it seems like Teddy should have learned about rushing plays from the Vikings game. Exactly. Anthony Montgomery in this thing. What up, though? They didn't feel talking about taking a draft pick over that party. Yeah, I don't think they'll take a draft pick because it's our first defense. But I think they're going to find everybody. 15 stacks. No incentive for us to win games anymore. Tank. Yeah, 4-9 is just ugly. So I heard on 4th down the other crosser was wide open. I have to go back and look. He said that was the problem in that game, but he voluntarily did it again. Bad coaching week after week. Miss Sandy said she a Teddy lover, but there's nothing she can even say. It was pitiful. Seems like no progress or development coming off about. Listen, didn't I said this a couple weeks ago from David Barber. David Barber said that I was wrong about saying I haven't seen much development all year. Who has made progress that we can noticeably say? Jeremy Chin. I think Jeremy Chin has been that good of a player since day one. He just needed to play. He was going to be good regardless as long as you put him in the game. Etor, maybe. He's made a little bit of progress. I'll say that. Derek Brown. I mean, he's a space eater. He can do that. Brian Burns has been that good. He just needed to keep playing. Ron Rivera didn't want to play Brian Burns. But like, who have we seen offensively that has developed to the point that we can give these coaches a bunch of credit? Jermaine Carter, maybe, but we really just did. Maybe I'll give Jermaine Carter, but maybe he just needed an opportunity too. Because Whitehead was starting initially. Who have we seen? Troy Pride has played a lot at corner. He still continues to make some mistakes. I know he's a rookie, but come on. Who have we seen that we can hang our hat on that says that this coaching staff deserves the credit for developing and bringing these guys along? I mean, I know it's only been 1 year. It's been, 14 games? But who? And David Barber said, why was there more 3-3-5? Dude, we opened up. He said Pride is the worst of the picks. We opened up in the three-man front, and why do we continue to leave Brian Burns off the ball? I understand that he's versatile, he can make plays, but why are we rushing three? Why is Brian Burns off the ball? Why? Because all teams are going to do is run the ball. You see they ran the ball at us. Melvin Gordon was very effective in the running game. We stopped Lindsey pretty good, and we stopped the run when we needed to. But early in the game when we had that three-man front, even though we were blitzing, we would have three-man front, but we would blitz 4 or 5 guys. I understand that. But they just ran the ball. They ran the ball at us. We only have 3 guys up front. They're going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball. So why even come out in that scheme? Why come out in that scheme? Why? But you guys make sure you get a video a thumbs up. If you are a first time watcher, make sure you subscribe, man. I do Panthers content. I do reactions after the game. Wednesday live streams, I talk about the whole NFL. I do Panthers videos during the week. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon if you have not. And get a video a thumbs up too. Some news said a lot of people are calling for Phil Snow to be fired. But like, you can't expect 4 solid quarters of defense. The offense didn't move and the play calling on that side was crap. I will say this. Defense did play improved. They played pretty decent. Now, the Broncos' offense isn't nothing to write home about, but the defense did get stops early. They forced the 3 and out on the first drive. They got the stop when they needed to, gave the offense the ball back with plenty of time. But Phil Snow deserves some blame for having that 3-man front early on. Granted, I'm glad he got out of it. But that 3-man front, you got to throw that away, man. You got to leave that college, the hickory dickory nursery rhyme stuff. You got to leave that. You got to leave that out of there. That 3-3-5, you got to get it out of there. You got to get it out of there. I know you want to be versatile, play Brian Burns in different places because he's been good, play Jeremy Chin all over the place. I get that, and I like moving Jeremy Chin around. But the 3-3-5 should have stayed at Baylor. Keep that Big 12 stuff in the Big 12. Keep that Big 12 stuff in the Big 12. Said Corn has been decent. I mean, Corn has been decent. I don't know what happened to him to fall so far down the depth chart. So I never liked the Pride pick. I get that Rashawn Golden feel from him. True. Golden was very active. He just never could get his head in the game. This game was all on the offense. See what happened to Corn. I thought he'd be still. I don't know. He was getting playing time earlier in the year. He was making decent plays at the nickel. But I don't know if he was getting lost in coverage at times and he's just not good against the run. We just stopped playing him. He said, Sir Perry is developing into a top mascot. Get the man some respect. So the offense is struggling and it's supposed to be the strength of this team. Exactly. Like I made a video saying I thought we'd be a top 10 offense. But we continue to We average 23 points per game, guys. 23. They said that before the game. 23 points. That's terrible. With the defense this young and as bad as we are and inexperienced, 23 points, your record is going to be what your record is. Your record is going to be what your record is. You know what I'm saying? 23 points in the NFL with a young defense starting all those rookies. You're not going to win a lot of games only scoring 23 points per game. But you're right, Michael Cooper. It's supposed to be the strength. Said 3-3-5 would be good if you had Luke and TD in the current line. Maybe. But I think the reason why Luke is so good is because the linemen take up blockers and he can run sideline to sideline freely. This three-man front, the linemen, they can go straight to the second level to get to the linebackers. So they have the pieces for a 3-4. Yeah, we do. I don't know why we don't just commit to it. Because Etor could be good to put his hand in the ground as a hand in the ground. Put Brian Burns off the edge. Marquise Haynes maybe off the edge at times. No spark. They tried to check downs, working through our field. You could clearly see the frustration on Curtis Samuel's face in that drive when he was getting the ball. He looked frustrated. Trey One said he was struggling to 3-4. Luke was struggling to 3-4. That's correct, like I said, because those linemen, they get straight to the second level on Luke. Now, with Derek Brown, we didn't have somebody as big. Well, I guess we had Dontari Poe, but that's a whole nother story. So to be honest, we should be 5-8 at least. There's a bit of special teams problem. Overall, the team ain't looking too good. Somehow the defense looks like the strength of the team. Yeah, it's unfortunate. We could be probably 5. We could probably be better than that. We could probably be 6-7 easily, depending on how you feel. I mean, we're in this close game. This is probably another time that we've had the ball at the end of the game with the offense having a chance. The defense gets the stops when they need it at time. I know it was a while they couldn't force a punt to save their life, but they've gotten stops when they needed to at times. Another game was today. The Falcons game was another one. The Saints game, the offense had the ball at the end too. Sorry, I'm just looking at these scores. But let's talk about these penalties, though. Because I know we have young guys, so these penalties are going to happen. But that one drive, the last drive of the second half, where they called that BS roughing the passer on Brian Burns. Now, Brian Burns did try to take him to the ground, but he didn't put his weight on him. Kept the drive going. Most teams are going to make you pay when you do that. Not only did we do that, we got inside the 5-yard line. The Broncos did. Big time stop by Jermaine Carter on third down. Leveled Melvin Gordon. Made a statement. But then you stand over him. The dude trying to, you can stunt, you can flex, you can do what you can do that. But when the guy's trying to get up, you got to let him up. Like, there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse. That's not even rookie stuff. That's high school stuff. That's high school mistakes. Standing over a guy so he can't stand up. Like, they'll even let you stand over him. But if the guy's trying to get up, you can't just be standing on him so he can't get up. Of course, the very next play, they turn around and score a touchdown. That's the type of stuff that gets you beat. Because you can't blame Phil Snow for that. I know the tackling was suspect in the game. You can't blame the bad tackling on that. That's players. That's lack of discipline. Lack of composure. And those things come back to bite you. So we have 7 one-score losses. Yep. You got to find a way to finish games, man, in the NFL. A lot of these games are going to be close. The competition is not that widespread like college football. You got to find ways to win close games. That makes a good team from a bad team. Did you guys know we were 7-1 in one-score games when we went to the Super Bowl, that 15-1 season? We were 7-1 in games decided by 8 points or less, or 7 points or less. The following year, when we flopped and went 5-11, we were 1-9 or 1-8 in one-score games. It's about these games going one way or other, these one-score games. It's about how you win those close games. He says, the hope that kills you. We were competitive earlier in the season. We have regressed with time. And I wanted the opposite to happen. I wanted us to be taking our lumps early and then get better as the season went on, and that's not happening. That's not happening. So the thing is, we got a primetime game coming up against the Packers. What a tone is set before a top 2 team. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And they're going to be hungry because they're in this NFC race with the Saints. And the Saints have the Chiefs next week, so the Packers are going to know they need to win in order to secure that bye week. They need to win to secure that bye week, so they're going to be hungry against us. They're playing right now against the Lions, a divisional opponent. But and then the thing about it is, King Kedgen, we can never beat the Broncos. Yeah, I don't know why we struggle so much against the Broncos. Like, it doesn't matter if Peyton Manning's playing, Drew Lock is playing, Paxton Lynch, whoever. We can't. We can't beat them. Can't beat them. But you guys make sure you get a video a thumbs up if you have not. Make sure you subscribe if you have not. I'm giving this Panthers content post-game. I give Panthers content throughout the week, film breakdowns, analysis, stuff like that. So make sure you subscribe. So I like our chances of improving next year because of those close losses. That's the thing, man. It can be good and bad. You can have experience in them and you got to overcome, but we haven't gotten over the hump. If we finally got the monkey off our back, like today or next week, if we play a close game and finally like get the monkey off our back, then I feel better. Like, oh, we figured out how to win. But some of these guys don't know how that losing gets in your brain and you got to learn how to win. You got to learn how to win these games. Now, having experience in close games helps because maybe you can correct your mistakes from the time before, but we still make the same mistakes. Not being aggressive enough on the final drive when we're trying to move the ball downfield. Not being good in the red zone when you need to. Costly penalties that extend the drive for your opponent. Shooting yourself in the foot with those penalties. Coming out in the 3-man front. It's making you vulnerable against the run and the pass. You got to learn the right things, though. If you're going to have these close losses, you got to learn the right things. You are what your record says you are. Yeah. True enough. True enough. But let me find out Taysom Hill. We find out Jalen Hurts gonna outplay Taysom Hill in his own game. Let me find out. Let me find out Jalen Hurts is better at Taysom Hill than Taysom Hill. So no time management, no spark on offense. Time management is awful. That's the common denominator in all these games. But yeah, let's talk about that though. Let's talk about that. Because think about it. Last week against the Vikings, what happened? They were talking about, when it wasn't really Teddy's fault when Teddy missed DJ because we rushed the play in. We really couldn't get set. The guy popped open and Teddy missed him. We got the play in too late. Today, what happened today? Down in the red zone, got the play in too late, I guess. Teddy's making checks, delay a game. On third down, delay a game. Cost you 5 yards. Bumps you back to the 12. It cost you. Like, why does this clock management keep being an issue? Why are we giving Teddy this much responsibility at the line of scrimmage and not breaking the huddle fast enough? Why? Why? And why not have more of a sense of urgency? Because it seems like we're almost always up against the play clock. Almost always. And it bites you in the butt yet again at the end of the game. So I think we need some good free agent signings this year. Maybe some veteran safety. That way we can develop the young defense. O-line should also be a place of focus. Yeah, for sure. I think if we can get if we end up missing out on the quarterback and getting like Micah Parsons or something to play middle linebacker, I think that would allow Jeremy Chin to move to safety. We'll keep Trey Boston. Definitely need corner help, but we don't have money. I think we have like 30 in cap space. Obviously, we probably get rid of KK Short. I think Stephen Weatherly can get cut. We'll save about $4 million there. But I think putting Micah Parsons and Shaq at linebacker, put Jeremy Chin at like the nickel or safety. Maybe try to find another guy in the draft in the second round, early in the second round we can develop. But we have a lot of holes, not enough cap space, and not enough draft capital to be able to address everything. So it's going to be a process. Giants, I believe in learning from your mistakes, which is why I think we are going to improve. The coaches need to develop with the players since they all came from college. This is true. That's why I kind of wanted to see some other veteran coaches on the staff. I wanted to see some veteran coaches on the staff because we have a lot of young guys, a lot of yes men, not a ton of NFL experience. Some do, but they're not in enough senior position for it to make a difference. Even our coaches, our owner is inexperienced. And nobody trusts Marty Herney. All right, Abdul, take it easy. He's still watching the game just with no emotion. Don't get too invested in it, man. What do I think about Matt Rhule's future with the team? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to write him off, but I'm not going to. Everybody else wants to put Matt Rhule on this pedestal because what he's done in college and stuff like that. But at the same time, this is a whole different ball game. The process and stuff is cool, but there's a thing to be said about in-game management also. You don't just coach off the field and develop people, which I've called into question myself. You got to manage the in-game. You got to manage the clock. You got to manage your timeouts. You got to improve. Like, where has been the improvement? Now, obviously, it's not that much time. This has been a crazy offseason. So next year will be the really big time you put him under a microscope once he has time to actually have a full offseason with all the players. Hopefully, face-to-face, we'll see what COVID does. But you give him a little bit of benefit of the doubt because of the abbreviated offseason. But at the same time, the in-game management stuff, to me, I want to see better. I need to see better. Too many times that we're making questionable play calls, questionable decisions with the clock management, questionable things with going for two or punting or whatever. Questionable. Got to see more. Got to see more. So didn't Rivera hire veteran coaches on the staff when he first started? I don't remember. That's a long time ago. I can't remember who the coordinators and stuff. I think it was still Shula and stuff back then. No, I can't remember who else he had though. So is it Tom Coughlin, the advisor to Matt? Yeah, he was like his mentor because he coached under him in New York. David Barber said, "Get your vaccines." No comment on that comment. I'll let y'all take the first wave of the vaccine. See how it turns out, but we'll see. But you got to develop, man. One time for Jeremy Chin, though. One time for Jeremy Chin, though. Jeremy Chin making another game-changing play. Give this man his crown. Give him the belt, whatever you want to call it. Jeremy Chin. Give that man his crown. Give that man his flowers, whatever you want to do. Jeremy Chin. Sack, fumble, bone-crushing hit. F.A. Obata, fumble return, setting up the offense. The offense didn't want to do much. Defense spoon-fed your field position. Shout out to Jeremy Chin. One time for him. I think that might have been the only sack of the game, unfortunately. Might have been on a sack. One time for Jeremy Chin, man. Get this man his crown. So one of the most frustrating parts of the game was the lack of running the ball. Sure, the backs got carries, but we focused on the pass game. Even when we knew it wasn't working. Got to fix that. Yeah. I talked about this. Joe Brady and Matt Rule have been on record saying that this is a passing team. That we throw to set up the run. But then when you have a guy like Teddy Bridgewater, that's not the type of guy Teddy is, though. Teddy is not that type of quarterback. You can't throw to set up the no. Teddy's not that type of quarterback. He's not that type of quarterback. So next year, hopefully full offseason training camp, we got Bayless back. Some of the players like Stowe and Orr can get some good looks. Yeah, with health, another year under the books. You know what I'm saying? Experience from the coaches. Like I said, full offseason. Maybe some more players. You hope to see the progress. That's the thing. I'm not expecting this to turn around immediately, but you definitely want to see progress. Has there been a lot of that? Not from my I can see. So you need a passing quarterback. Exactly. Like you can't be a passing team if you don't have a passing quarterback. That's why I think a guy like Justin Fields can really do numbers. Strong arm, good size, can move a little bit. Even Zach Wilson. Somebody's used to throwing the ball all over the place. That's what you need. That's what you need. But injuries, man. Russell Okung. He probably getting up out of the paint. He can't finish a game. He's only played 6 games. DJ Moore, like I said, he was out. Dante Jackson went out. Like I said, you can't take a full evaluation of Teddy Bridgewater, obviously, because the circumstances have not been ideal. The offensive line hasn't been the best. He hasn't had the best player on the offense and the running back, stuff like that. So it's hard to get a full evaluation of Teddy. Yes, I get it. But at the same time, guys, you want to see something. Like, what's the point of paying a guy this much money if you need everything around him to be right? If you need everything around him to be perfect for him to excel, why not go get a young guy and develop him? That's my thing. I want a franchise quarterback so he can elevate. You pay your quarterback so he can elevate other guys that don't make as much money as him. If you have a guy like that, like Aaron Rodgers, you don't have to have super duper weapons all around. You can have Devontae, but you can have guys like Scantling or Townsend at tight end. They're a bunch of nobody because they elevate the game. They make those other guys better. So you pay those other guys nothing and you give all the big money to your quarterback. But if you got to pay Teddy $20 million, but you also got to pay Robbie 11, DJ Moore 15, 16, Curtis another 11, Christian McCaffrey at 15. Like, if I had to pay all these people this amount of money, what's the point of having a quarterback in there that's just a vet or a stopgap guy like that? What's the point of paying you $20 million, $21 million? David Barber said trade Teddy for Tyrod. Nobody's mentioning trading Teddy for picks. That's because we wouldn't have any vet on this team. Says it hurt badly that DJ Moore was out. Corey Moore, Teddy's touchdown passes have been deep passes to him. That's true. Because Teddy sure don't have many of them. He don't have many of them, but it definitely hurt with DJ being out. Definitely hurt. You guys make sure you get a video a thumbs up if you have not. Make sure you subscribe if you have not. Like I said, this is Necessary Blunt and Sports Talk. I am Aaron Duncan, the founder, the CEO, the owner, coach, and quarterback. Please subscribe if you have not. I do Panthers content, film breakdowns, live streams, analysis videos, all kind of stuff like that. So make sure you subscribe if you have not and hit the bell icon. That way you get a notification anytime I go live like this or anytime I drop any other videos. Teddy isn't hiding any secret deep ball talent or escapability. We know what hit the ceiling is, and it's not enough. That's my point exactly. Everybody wants to give. That's a good point. Like I said, you want to give a full. Everybody said we need to give him a fair and full evaluation with having everybody healthy and having protection. But we know what Teddy is. Like, he finally got a chance to be the man again after his first stop in Minnesota. Gave him a passing offense, a coordinator he's comfortable with. He hasn't shown what we need him to show. You still want to see those flashes, even though you might not have the weapons. We still show us some flashes. David Barber said trade Ted. He said, I remember I said trade Teddy to the Cowboys and Prescott got injured. You did say that. I will say that. You did mention trading Teddy to the Cowboys. I do have to give you your credit there. You did say that. I thought it was crazy at that point, but you're not looking at crazy. True one said, I would rather have my son play QB. He's an old lineman in high school. Hey, listen, the decision making, he probably maybe can make some better decisions. He probably if he can throw it at least 2 or 3 yards downfield, he can do what Teddy does. So this game further proves that CNC is literally the entire offense. Yeah. B Diva, what up, though, girl? What up, though? But yeah, I mean, between CMC and DJ Moore, Houston, we have a problem. Because, like I said, man, we can't function without both of those guys. We can't function without both of those guys. Like, what's going on? What's going on? Like, we can't function without. Like I said, we haven't had Curtis all year. I mean, we haven't had Christian all year. So the excuse for that is you got to make an adjustment eventually. Like, come on. But DJ, I get it. He's a big factor. Like I said, I didn't not see the value. I knew he was good, but the value I did not see. I did not see the value in DJ until today. And it is evident. That value is evident and clear. That value is evident and clear. We need those guys. We need those guys. But I'm going to go ahead and jump off here, man. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Y'all had not get a video thumbs up. I got another video probably coming tomorrow or Tuesday doing the news. I'm going to go listen to what Matt Rule says. I'm going to watch the game again, see who's injured, see what kind of stuff we can expect. I got the news video probably coming out tomorrow or Tuesday, so you guys make sure you stay tuned for that. Make sure y'all subscribe. You're looking forward to that. Make sure you guys show love to that video, man. But y'all stay up. Y'all be safe. Don't be too mad about the game too long, man. We the greater good. It's all about the greater good. So the South thing is we start off strong and mess it up in the end. Don't know that happens unless you get the same looks over and over, and that's bad play calling. That's true. Got to make halftime adjustments. We haven't really. That's why the third quarter we've been so bad in the third quarter. Got to make halftime adjustments. But I'm off this thing, man. Y'all stay up. See y'all next time. Peace.